US Marines, take island. Japanese general. Cavemen 300,000 years ago. The rocks they just banged together over a dry tree stump. Knights vs samurai is the dumbest debate ever. What period? What armor? What weapons? What area? A 16th century artillery samurai would obliterate a 9th century knight, and in the same regard a 16th century knight would destroy a Genpei War period samurai. Actually fair enough, we should just shut the hell up about that. Nobody. Habsburgs. If a single cow had died on the journey, the Viking settlement in America might have survived. But the Vikings discovered America first. Shut. Court says Columbus' voyage started the era of European colonization, changing world history forever, whereas the world would look the same, even if Leif Erikson never set sail. That's the difference between a historical moment and a footnote of history. Hello potential colonial subject, we like this fruit. What is it called? Ananas? Great. A stutterer. Well, it's a fruit. Looks like a pine cone. It's obviously a lol. Spear goes bra. Plate mail, son. Specifically made to deflect spears. You can't hurt me pleb. Why are you just keep charging towards me? Spear is the king of weapons. How many rights should we give the people? Hella. Get shot, ignored, bullet in neck. Spends last moments confronting dying wife. Robert Livingston and James Monroe after France offered them all of the Louisiana Territory for $15 million when they only wanted to buy New Orleans for $10 million. Thou shalt not kill. Crusaders and conquistadors. The first Polish dictionary is written 1746. Yeah, that's a horse. American settlers, we are going on a war. Wanna join? French, no. Americans, it's against the British. French. The city of Istanbul, Istanbul. The city of Istanbul. The city of Constantinople. Friend, why so many British World War II guns have magazine on the side or on the top? Me, so during World War I soldiers were fighting in trenches. Friend, what it has to do with World War II guns? Me, we get there when we get there. Are you going to sleep? Yes I am. Now shut up. Einstein's last words were to a nurse, but she couldn't understand German and his last words were lost forever. No, I did not include economics. Why? Is that something that will tangibly improve human existence? Every Vietnam meme, the trees are speaking Vietnamese. Those who don't know the casualty ratio. Those who know the casualty ratio. 1981. What's going on in Springfield, Missouri? USDA. I got nervous, and I just started putting cheese in caves. Okay. The Greeks were so full of wisdom. I know, right? So civilized too. No, man is a featherless biped. Behold, a man. Nuclear holocaust. Veli Arkhipov. Everyone. Polish-Lithuanian soldiers not being paid during the war against Sweden. Chodkiewicz paying them with his own money. History enthusiasts talking about the brutal reality of life under communism in Russia. The reality of life in Russia before communism. The British Museum. Sorry for taking your historical artifacts. It will happen again. Not holy. I was crowned by the Pope. Nor Roman. Many emperors weren't ethnically Latin. The church is Rome's successor. Nor an empire. We owned everything from France to Italy. You don't know how US military figured out the effect of radiation poisoning from an atomic bomb explosion at different distances. You freaking know now. When you are enjoying your meat dish in ancient Japan and suddenly spot some Buddhist monks coming your way. First Italo-Ethiopian War. 19th century historians, the white marble signifies the purity of the subject. The subject, Jude, more indigo, show the mime rich AF. It is time to go. Was I a good warrior? No. I'm told you were the best. Columbus. They would make fine servants. With 50 men we could subjugate them all and make them do whatever we want. Bartolome de las Casas. The Indians were totally deprived of their freedom and were put into the harshest, fiercest, most horrible servitude and captivity which no one who has not seen it can understand. Who hurt you? The United States enters World War II. Standards seemed lower in 1500. Philip the Handsome. Latin America. His is my new economic ally. Latin America. This is the 7th empire in a row that plunders you. Portugal on its way to the Berlin Conference in 1885 to claim all of Africa because the Pope said 400 years ago it was this. Teacher, I want you to add all numbers from 1 to 100. Carl Friedrich Gauss. That's outrageous. Done. So, we raid into North America, trade with natives and build settlements. And you give the holiday to some Portuguese guy who did it 500 years later. The identities of Furuuta's killers. Japanese justice system. Cast it into the fire. Destroy it. Japanese investigative journalists. No. Never ask a woman her age. A man. His salary. King Ferdinand. Why his kingdom of the two Sicilies only has one Sicily. I hate public toilets. They're disgusting. Roman public toilets. Demolish them to make a parking lot. Keep all of these beautiful buildings. The USA. Belgium and its vast colonial empire. It ain't much, but it was pretty freaking terrible. Empress Maria this trying to show Balkan villagers vampires aren't real and that they should stop lynching their neighborhoods. Thou shalt not murder. MFs who burned witches. Is 10,000 a lot? 18th century Austria. Depends on the context. Castles and other fortified buildings. No. Casualties due to friendly fire in a single night. Yes. When Stalin took a year to kill 3 million, but you managed to kill 45 million in 5 years. I'm speed. Washington after winning the Revolutionary War, I did not defeat King George III to become King George I. Whiskey Rebellion. It's French. It's Dutch. Is it? Both. It's both. I love it. Paraguay, Mayo, fight me. Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay. Death. You want it? It's yours my friend. Emperor Montezuma sends Aztec wizards to kill the Spanish with disease. 80% of Aztecs die from smallpox instead. Emperor Montezuma. A large part of the success of the Roman Empire was their ability to assimilate foreigners and make them into Romans. Okay, then I'm Roman. Neither holy nor Roman nor an empire. Visit Venice before Venice visits you. When you risk your life for your country against imperialists and 77 years later people call your country not real. Hey Britain, can you give us independence? You won't create any problems? Yes. Actually does partition like a boss. Riots time. The Holy Roman Empire was neither Holy Roman nor an empire. Nobody. Balkaners after 1942. Love thy neighbor. Balkaners. Venezuela. Our military is fully prepared for anything America throws at us. Japan. We took out like 3 boats. And they unleashed the sun. I threw wave after wave of my own men at them. Kif. Show them my participation trophy. Britain, Portugal, France, and Spain were the worst colonizers in history. Belgium. Colonizing useful and resourceful land to make an economically powerful empire. Colonizing useless Arctic islands. Fading from public memory. SpongeBob. Leif Erikson. MFs talking about history after listening to one Sabaton song, The Expert. Our navy is very large, but many ships can only do one type of thing. So we are gonna build this new type of battleship That outclasses everything we have. And the rest of our navy will become useless. Egypt who trained Assyrian rebels. You're just a cheap freaking knockoff. CIA. Oh no no no, I'm the upgrade. Female head of the government are best. Rest of the world. India. Trying to learn something about physics or math. Here's the bare minimum amount of previous knowledge you need to begin to understand this crap. Trying to learn something about history. Here's a Wikipedia page describing what happened and what caused that crap. Renaissance Italians. A literal helicopter in the year 1489 AD. Hey there, is there a project you're working on? Leonardo da Vinci. I know more than you. Alfred Nobel decides to create the Nobel Prize. 1888 colorized. Alfred Nobel. Well, I'm dead. Your next task is to create a peaceful and sustainable multi-ethnic state in the Balkans. Plato himself was not just a philosopher, but also a wrestler, and a good one at that. He competed in the Isthmian Games, a competition comparable to the Olympics. In fact, Plato was a wrestling nickname, meaning broad-shouldered. Whiskey farmers as they set tax collectors' homes on fire. Getting yelled at by Washington for setting tax collectors' homes on fire. Cultures after switching to a new Abrahamic religion. Thousands of years of previous heritage. I don't want to play with you anymore. Midas creates a knot that only the true ruler of Asia could unravel. Alexander the Great. So anyway, I started cutting. Early Christians waiting for the second coming. Cambodians suffering under Pol Pot's tyranny. Hannibal after crushing several Roman armies. Do you yield, Rome? Laughter, I do not. September 11th in the United States. September 11th in Chile. French people living in Louisiana in 1803 when it's sold to the US and they realize they have to become Americans. George Washington. You can never have more than 8 years as president. FDR. Denmark. Canada. Hans Island. My pen was made to rule the waves across the 7 seas. Hannibal. The Roman army. Rome. Ottomans in 15th century. Ottomans in the 20th century. Come to the trenches. We have silly string, party wagons, fun puzzles, spicy air. Me, hits elbow, my entire nervous system. Thank you for watching this video. Tune in at 5 PM British time for a video of changing topic, and at 7 PM for daily juicy memes. Check out my Discord server using the link in the description. Also be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you didn't already.